If you're looking for a tasty as high protein chicken curry that doesn't max out your calories for the day, then you have just found the video you have been looking for. Because this bad boy, not only does it taste absolutely amazing, but it comes in at 600 calories and a whopping 60 grams of protein per serving. And best of, it is easy to make. Literally, this is all we're gonna need to put it together, and it's gonna take all of about 5 minutes probably to prep. So let me show you exactly how you're gonna need to put it together. Firstly, we are gonna need 2 peppers. We're gonna need an onion, chickpeas. I've been a bit lazy, so I've gone with the diced chicken breast, free range of course. Some microwave rice, because let's face it, who has got time to boil rice? And the magic ingredient, the Mayflower curry sauce. Now this stuff is amazing, and calorie wise, it is so low. So for just 1 serving, you're looking at 77 calories. This stuff tastes amazing. We're not adding any milk or anything like that. And like I say, it's gonna top out at 600 calories round per serving and a whopping 60 grams of protein. So I'm gonna make enough here to cover 2 servings. So either you and some other lucky person, or just save it, stick it in the fridge and have it the next day, whatever you prefer. So rice we're not gonna need just yet. I'm gonna leave the chicken till last because I don't like touching raw chicken particularly, especially when I'm touching other stuff. So first off, all we're gonna wanna do is basically chop up our peppers and our onion. Once we've got that done, we're just basically gonna be sticking it all in a pyrex bowl. But before we start, we're gonna wanna put the oven on. And we're gonna be wanting to cook this at about 150 degrees for 3 hours, because we're gonna slow cook it. The chicken is raw. So if you've got a slow cooker, you can use that. I'm just gonna use the oven because I know that everyone's got one, but if you want to, you can just use a slow cooker. So 150 degrees, this is going in for 3 hours. So if we pop the oven on now, it's gonna be nice and warm, so we can just chuck this bad boy straight in. So firstly, I'm gonna go with peppers, because quite honestly, I hate cutting onions, and I'm probably gonna speed that bit up. So once they're all chopped up, you can do it as roughly or as neatly as you want. I am lazy and I cannot be bothered to spend more time than I have to in the kitchen because I want to eat good. But the last thing that I want to have to do is mess around and be in here for an hour. So next we're going with the onion. So chickpeas going in. If you don't like chickpeas, use kidney beans, use something else. You can get creative. You can use like new potatoes in here if you want to add some carbohydrates and experiment with it a bit more. I'm just using these because they're a good source of protein and they taste bloody nice in the curry. So don't forget to recycle. Now, so lastly, we are gonna add in our diced chicken. So I've left that till last because I don't really want to mess around with it too much. Normally, I tend to use chicken breast, but I thought as we're doing a video, instead of you sitting here watching me chop it all up, I'll just use the diced stuff because let's be honest, it's a lot easier. So that can just go straight in and I don't really have to touch it. Okay, so now we've got most of our ingredients in there. The dog thinks it's getting chicken. Don't forget, if you're messing around raw chicken, always wash your hands. Definitely don't want to be getting any of that. Okay, so all pretty bog standard so far, but this is where the magic happens. So this is the Mayflower medium curry sauce mix, and a lot of the stuff that you're gonna get, so the pre-made like stuff in the jar, you've got a ton of sugar in there normally, there's a load of calories to bump it right up, and in my opinion, a lot of it tastes quite artificial. Whereas this, it comes powdered, and we're basically just gonna add water, and then we're gonna add it to our curry ingredients, and we're going to chuck it in the oven. Literally that easy. Now I'm going to put all the links for this down in the description and all the recipe and the calories and macros and all of that stuff, so don't worry about any of that. But basically, they say to use 1/3 of a pot. Now I tend to use about 1/2 because I like the curry sauce to have a bit more consistency. If you go by their recommendations, you're looking at 77 calories, because obviously they're splitting this into 3, whereas I'm splitting it into 2, so it'll be slightly more, but when you get half of it, let's be honest, you know, for like 110 calories, who cares? Okay, so 460 odd ml of water. I'm gonna put a little bit extra just because we're gonna be using a little bit more of the curry powder. So I'm gonna go up to like 1/2 litre of water in there. And then we're going to take our curry powder and try not to make a mess of the counter, because we're just going to add extra time if we've got to clear it up. Also, these things really handy for like takeaway tubs and stuff like that, so just wash it out and reuse it. If not, recycle. And then you're just literally going to want to mix this up. It'd be a little bit lumpy, but it doesn't matter, because throughout the cooking, although it's going to be in for 3 hours, I always try and go back at least a couple of times and just basically take it out of the oven, stir it round, just to give it a bit of a mix up, make sure everything's all kind of mixed in. But literally, we're just going to mix this up. And now we're going to chuck in our sauce. Going to look a bit strange. Make sure we've got everything covered. So we're just going to give it a little bit of a mix round. Now it's in there. Just get everything moved around. Don't panic, because you're going to notice that this is going to look quite watery to start with, but that's normal. You will see as it slow cooks, the stuff is going to be amazing. And like I say, we're not really got to worry about rice yet, because we're going to chuck the microwave rice in the microwave, strangely enough, when it's done. So about 3 hours. And if you are worried or you're bringing it out less, you can always chuck in a temperature probe and just make sure you've taken your chicken over a safe temperature. So all that's left now, we've got this bad boy. And now we're going to chuck it in the oven, and then 3 hours time, it's coming back out. Okay, and that's it. Basically, we're going to leave that to do its thing, clean up here. It's probably taken me, what, 10 minutes to go through this so far. And that's just because I'm showing you. Normally, like I say, 10 minutes, get everything out, do it, chuck it in, easy as, leave it. You can also, if you've got a slow cooker, you can pop the stuff in at the beginning of the day, or chuck it in the fridge in the morning, chuck it in your slow cooker, leave it. When you get home, all you got to do, bang the rice in the microwave and you're ready to go. So, right, that's it for the prep. It's in the oven. Let's come back afterwards and see how we get on. Okay, and we are back. So, 3 hours in the oven, we're going to take this curry out. I've come back a couple of times, given it a little bit of a stir. If you do forget, it's not the biggest issue in the world, so don't fret, because if you've got a slow cooker, it's not like you're going to be popping back from work to do that either. So let's get ourselves a spoon. Honestly, if you could smell how amazing this smelled already, it is insane. And that is absolutely awesome. So that has come out nice as always. It's all cooked through. Like I say, if you do this with chicken breast, if I do this with chicken breast instead of diced chicken, what I'll do is I will literally just chuck the chicken breast in there. I don't chop it up or do any of that. Leave it in there, and then when you come back to it, you can just literally shred it with a couple of forks. So it doesn't really matter which way around you do it. The other thing we're going to want to do is put our rice in the microwave. You can do this the old-fashioned way. You can get the boil in the bag pouches, rice cooker, whatever. I just find for ease of use, these little rice pouches are absolutely awesome. Chuck them in the microwave, 2 minutes. Massive time saver. Like I say, who's got time to be faffing around with rice? And I always find that when I try and cook it, it always ends up a little bit watery. So that's in there now. Okay, so like I say, the main thing that I use in this is just this little sauce mix. Just keep them in the cupboard. They're really low calorie. Like I say, they taste absolutely amazing. If you're still using a lot of jars, that's fine, but just check out how many calories are in there, because believe me, it adds up quick. These things, low calorie, it's not really gonna mess with your calories too much. Like I say, when we're talking about the overall for this is gonna serve 2. So yeah, 2 servings in here, so either share it with somebody or, like I say, you can have it tomorrow. I've worked out all the calories based on splitting it down the middle. So 600 calories, about 60 grams of protein. It's quite low fat. Like I always say, you don't want to take your fats too low, but this is a meal, is quite low fat. You can obviously add other things into this if you want to. Like I say, if you're not a fan of chickpeas, you can always add in some new potatoes and get quite creative with it. Just chuck in the foods that you like, you know. If you got some veg and things like that that you kind of want to get rid of. Loads of options, so you don't have to stick to it. Like I say, it's very, very filling. It's very low calorie for a main meal. And yeah, you can't really go wrong. Like I say, it is that simple to get going. Literally chuck the rice in. Presentation is not one of my strong points. And then I'm literally just gonna load the rest of it up with this curry. One thing I will say to note is when this comes out of the oven, like anything, it's like lava. So try not to be too hungry when you actually get it out of the oven, because you are gonna have to leave this for a little while to cool down. The other good thing with this is if you do use chicken breast, it does make it slightly easier to distribute, because you can always distribute it into the different bowls before you shred the chicken, which just gives you a bit of a better chance at getting a more even split. But let's be honest, you can eyeball it, it's pretty much going to work out. So, and there we go, served up, 600 calories, 60 grams of protein in here. Tastes amazing. I'm gonna let it cool down and I'm gonna tuck in. So if you are looking for a pretty low calorie curry that tastes amazing, high in protein, and is simple to cook, there really is no excuse. Literally 10 minutes to throw this together. And if you want to use things like slow cookers, you can do that instead of using the Pyrex in the oven. It's totally up to you. So yeah, let me know in the comments if you try this out. Check it out, let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next video.